Okay, my friends, my question to you is, how far would you go to protect the ones you love? Specifically, let's start with your children, because this is what's going on here. Oops, there goes a gigantic hair follicle. Hold on a second. This is the hair follicle, just fell on the floor. Does your make a sound like that when it drops? I don't think so. That's the muscle attachment. That's the sebaceous gland. That's the hair shaft coming out. That's the root. There's the hair papilla, the artery, vein. 2 inches wide. That's a pretty good sized creature. Now, I presented all my evidence to Yale University, and I see them in a very unfavorable light. Now, let's discuss how that interweaves with a snake and a squirrel, and the squirrel's children. Okay, my friends, this is just out of the blue, showed up this morning, and I can use this exactly as they're showing it. A brave squirrel faces off with a snake for its beloved. What would you do for your children? This snake was trying to kill its baby. Brave squirrel fights, it takes down a snake. And this is very interesting, and what does it have to do with me? A lot. Because I am in a fight with a snake too. So you can call me Roger the Squirrel. Okay, so what does the snake and the squirrel have to do with me? Well, I am the squirrel, and the snake is Yale University. So, do I let them devour your children and your eternity and your life and the lives of all the people they affect? Or will I step up and attack? I'm attacking. You know, I watched Trump. He is an inspiring guy. I saw him when he stood up. He said, "We never back down. We'll never surrender. We'll never give in. We will fight and fight and fight until we win," and that's what's going to happen. And this is what the squirrel did. You don't have to be big. You don't have to be tough. You just have to stand up and do the right thing. Okay, I'm not going to go through the whole story about Yale, but you know that I submitted all my mud fossils to the DNA, CAT scans, and all that, and it was a disaster. And then they basically took credit for my work, and was funded by us. NASA gave them money, because I went to NASA too and told them, I said, we got mud fossils everywhere. So my point is that I see Yale as basically this snake, and they deny reality, and as far as I'm concerned, they've taken my research and got it funded by the government, which I see that as all kinds of problems here. And they know that I was right about it, because they said, yes, exceptional preservation of soft-bodied creatures. Oh, but they won't talk about these kind of creatures. This is exceptional preservation of a foot. This is exceptional preservation of my buddy Caesar, a goose. I call him Caesar Augustus. See his feathers? And everything died flat in the flood like this. This is DNA tested, CAT scanned, everything. Drilled a hole down inside, so I got down into where the DNA is. I don't scrub the surface and just hope I'm getting some kind of DNA. And this came back as excellent quality DNA. It was done with PCR testing, and I presented this to Yale as well. And they just said, "Oh, you must have done something wrong," and blah 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 blah. And I had 7 CAT scans. I have all kinds of stuff. And I just showed you. I think I just showed you this hair follicle. Oh, the damn thing is 2 inches wide. This is what freaked them out. And then they became fiduciary failures to their students, because they're supposed to be working in their best interest. I don't think that was their best interest. And Derek Briggs, who I presented it to, ended up taking credit for that work as a Yale project, and Lydia Tarhand as well. They named a lab after her, which has done nothing more than my research. And I sent all this, and I protested to the President Salvo and all of them. They know who I am, trust me. They know very well. So this is how I see Yale, as the snake. Now, I want to save your children. I want to save them from being mental-sided, which means that their mind is just destroyed, and there is no way out of it. you can't escape. If you want to be considered successful and be able to go out and say, I went to Yale, I went to Harvard, I went to this one and that one, and they say, we should hire that guy because he must be smart. No, he's towing the company line. He has no ability to think for himself. Now, if you hire him because he's a programmer or he's something other than this, like the guy I dealt with was Derek Briggs, and he's still touting his discoveries of this Edacaro biota, which is exceptional preservation of soft tissues. You never hear this from anybody. They say there was no bones, that's clearly a bone. Everything I have is just very easy to test, and it's already been tested. I have 3 DNA tests, 7 CAT scans, chemistry, anatomy. I understand the process. I understand the invasion. I understand where all this happened. It was a boiling hot flood, and just within a few weeks ago, MIT said, yes, this did happen. It was a boiling hot flood. And they say it was something big, like 2 or 3 times the size of Mount Everest. Well, it was actually a fiery comet bounced right off our atmosphere and destroyed everything. Now, and the ancient texts talk about this, all of them. Velikovsky did this, and the academic, same people destroyed him. Well, I have so much evidence that now I am going to be the squirrel that saves the children. All right? He's trying to kill your children. And that's Yale, and that's Roger. All right? And the baby's dying. The baby's going to die. If Yale continues to survive, that baby will die. And that baby is your baby. All right? And that squirrel's not going to allow that. He says, I'll stick up for him. I will not surrender. I will not stand down. You cannot intimidate me, and I will bite your head off, and I will destroy you, and you will release my children. That's Roger. Go get him, Raj. Now, he's not going to put up with this. He says, you started it, and I will finish it. And he does. He says, no. Look at the baby's okay. Oh, yeah? Take that, buddy. He says, no, I'm not going to walk away from you. Even though I got my baby, I could get away. I will fight and finish this off. And that's exactly what's going to happen, and that snake will be done for. Right now. That's it. He's done. He should take his baby, who's, I hope this is not a venomous snake. He's trying to get the baby up and running. Yep, the baby's up and running. Yay! He's taking his baby, and he's going to run up the tree with him and put him back where he belongs, away from the snake. Roger, you did a good job.